I want to start with AI, and that's kind of the big, topic these days, along with cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Off camera, we were talking about how you utilize AI a little bit, but maybe you could talk about that a little bit.
Sure. Okay, so generally speaking, when it comes to new technologies, I think a lot of people's first impulse is to push back against it and say, we are doing business in a certain way, we like the way that we do it, and this new threat is scary, so I'm going to look for evidence that says it's not a threat or I don't have to utilize this. And the approach I like to take is hopefully looking at what's coming down the road as far as technology goes and say, this is probably something that we should be at least looking at incorporating.
Yeah, great.
Now, does AI have the potential of displacing financial advice? Yeah, I mean, in the future, I could see AI having a really significant role in the way that people receive financial advice. At this point, the way that AI works is it's basically just gathering up what's already been said by financial advisors and compiling it into a easy to read format, which can be really helpful, but doesn't replace, at least at this point, a financial advisor who has years of experience, proper training, and the tools to do a good job.
Yeah.
But the way that we utilize AI right now is if I'm going to write something technical in nature, a lot of times I'll lean on something like ChatGPT to write the framework of it.
Sure.
Go back and fill it in.
Yeah.
There's still quite a few errors that I'll find in the AI written stuff, technical errors where it's relying on prior year's data and stuff.
Right.
I'm sure that will improve with time. So our idea is for general writing purposes, we can lean on that.
Oh, great. Yeah, I attended a conference about a month ago in the Dominican Republic, and the GM of North America for Microsoft was there at this conference, and he had some slides on how Microsoft's currently leveraging AI outside of their leveraging it to build software. So software development, like 41% of all their code is being built.
I'm sure
now.
All coders are nervous to hear that.
Yeah. And they talked about, how they're going to reutilize those folks that aren't going to be doing much dev work. But they talked about how right now AI is really being used about 44% in the marketing area. So that's the number one thing you think of, okay, rewriting content, getting content out quickly. So we're seeing that a lot, and I'm hearing that also in the marketplace.
It's interesting because you think about, I have young kids, and with school, you talk to teachers, and there's this general we have to prevent the kids from utilizing AI when writing papers because it's cutting corners. And what I think is it really just presents an opportunity for people to rethink the way that we rely on technology and where we're able to add value in the relationship.
Sure.
And maybe just the regurgitation of what are the tax brackets going to be for the coming year. I can go look that up and type it in, or we can utilize AI for something like that. Same thing when it comes to the kids' work at school, is the way that we're testing them on their ability to write an essay. Maybe they wrote it, maybe they didn't. Maybe we need to come up with better ways to test knowledge.
Sure.
The same should probably apply for professionals. Where are we adding value?
I'm curious to know, have you seen any of the software vendors that you leverage to manage your clients' portfolios? Are they talking about any of this at all? Feature sets or anything that they're planning to release? Or sometimes you'll hear now we've got an AI chatbot kind of deal going on. Are you seeing any of that
You can see that bubbling up. I always kind of wonder, having been an early adopter of technology at a few times where it's the world is promised, and then you get into it and you go, oh, this was an early beta version that they're hoping to jump the market with.
Yeah.
So with AI stuff, we're really just utilizing it for the general writing of information. And then, of course, on things like Zoom meetings, that's pretty slick.
The note taker.
It'll recap the action items. Yeah, what's interesting is I now kind of tailor the way that I'll recap in Zoom meetings now, utilizing that AI. Where in the past, I would write down my action items. In this one, I'd say, okay, so here's the things I'm going to do. Here's the things Chris is going to do.
Sure.
And then when you do the recap, AI knows exactly how to list that out.
And is that a time-saving?
Oh, yeah, big time, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of that. Yeah. Well, that's great. That's really wonderful to hear.